Okay. Well, thank you so much, Roger.
You're
That
welcome.
is indeed a helpful service. I have rounded up some pretty spooky Bloody Mary encounters. This is from Thought Catalog, 13 blood-curdling accounts from people who were brave enough to play Bloody Mary. Y'all ready for this?
Dun, 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 dun.
And I'll go ahead and I'll drop the article in our listen along on the Discord, because there is a pretty spooky little GIF that somebody made for it, and I'd hate for it to go unseen.
Discord, follow it on our Twitter, Instagram,
Yeah, come into Discord.
Twitch.
Sometimes I post in there, what do you guys think about? And then never answer. I can't find the sharing button.
Sometimes you just gotta post a link, man. Copy paste.
There it is. I found it.
PP.
Okay. So, this is from Thought Catalog, like I said, by Lorenzo Jensen III. None of that poppycock
Pretentious.
that you expect from Lorenzo Jensen or even Lorenzo Jensen Jr. This is the man who righted the cart. According to legend, if you stand in front of a mirror and chant Bloody Mary at least 3 times, Bloody Mary's ghosts will appear in the mirror. Here are 10 people's personal accounts of what happened when they dared to play the Bloody Mary game.
Excellent.
Number 1 is titled, All of a Sudden a Face Popped Up into the Mirror.
Oh, already goosebumps, full arm hair, up and aroused, ready for war.
Up and aroused. Me and my friend did Bloody Mary a while ago. We flushed the toilet and said, boy, I'm so superstitious, I don't even want to say the name anymore. And said the name 3 times.
I thought you were going to say you're so superstitious you don't want to flush the toilet anymore.
That's true. All of a sudden, a face popped up into the mirror. My friend was so scared she couldn't breathe. I slapped her face and she ran out. I was in there all alone. I was scared of what was going.
Response to asthma, but
I was scared of what was going to happen next. I tried to run out the door. I tried to run, but the door wouldn't open, even though it was unlocked. I've actually heard about that happening quite a few times in these weird kind of spiritual attacks, but it's also a pretty common thing that's reported by people who are panicking. The door wouldn't open. It's like, no, you forgot how to use the door.
Which happens. Like in that fight or flight moment, like I will forget how to do certain things.
She was holding it, this person claims. She was back into the mirror. I saw her with a baby. She threw it to me. I didn't catch it. It disappeared. I turned on the light and there was blood on the mirror. I had a red mark on my face and so did my friend. Even though that's from where you slapped her, Bingus. Even though she wasn't even there. It was so creepy. I still have that red mark and so does she. We can only see it in the mirror when we turn off the lights. The weird thing is, no one but us can see it. That's from Anonymous, and sounds like a lie.
I don't know, man.
Okay, this next one's from Sarah.
She threw me what happened to the baby?
It disappeared. It says there. Number 2. You gotta catch that baby.
No, that's how you become the mother of the Antichrist.
That's true. Oh wow, that's true. That's a good point. Or that's how you end up trapped in the mirror.
Yeah,
a game
fair
of
enough.
Fetal hot potato.
Number 2, we saw a scary as hell woman looking out of the mirror at us. There were 3 of us girls in the bathroom at 3 a.m. and I chanted Bloody Mary 13 times at almost 3 a.m. As I saw Bloody Mary about the 12th time, as I said it, we saw smoke swirl around the mirror and saw a scary as hell old woman looking out the mirror at us. We all 3 screamed and I think Gail turned the light on. The ghost vanished almost at once and Gail's mother came running into the bathroom to see what was going on. She made us go to bed, but we stayed awake till daylight because we knew what we had seen.
Stop screaming in the bathroom. Go to bed.
Stop screaming in there. Stop screaming about that. Number 3, we started praying that it would stop. We chanted the name 3 times and nothing happened. So we just laughed it off and went and turned the lights on. We were lying there on the floor getting ready to go to bed when we heard someone walking up and down the hallway and we knew we were the only ones home. Then I saw the hall light come on and my bathroom door flew open and the tap started running full force and the shower came on. Yikes. My friend Macy went and turned everything off, and suddenly it was calm. Then we heard someone drumming their fingers on my door outside in the hall. We all held our hands up to show we weren't doing it, and it kept going. I jumped up and flung the door open, and it stopped. Then my closet doors burst open. We started praying that it would all stop, and suddenly it did. Nothing has happened since, and I am so glad. That's from Nikki. Scary. Number 4, we saw an old woman with cuts on her face.
Well, they should call an ambulance then.
I was 9 when me and my friends tried doing that thing at my house one weekend.
That thing. I like that, to where you got such a bad experience. It's just the thing.
That's me saying it because I've been saying it too much.
Oh, gotcha.
That's me editorializing. As well as I remember, there were 5 of us, and we carried my mom's candles in the upstairs bathroom with all 5 of us chanting that name. We saw an old woman with cuts on her face and chains around her neck and shoulders looking out of the mirror at us. Then the shower curtain went up in flames. No, it didn't. An older boy ran into the bathroom and, luckily for us, got the fire put out. We all got in big trouble for it, and the parents thought we caught the shower curtain on fire with the candles. That's probably what happened. But we had the candles at least 6 feet from the shower curtain when it suddenly went up in flames. I know for a fact that we did not touch that shower curtain with a candle. Honestly, she seems pretty set on this fire thing, so.
Maybe. I believe it caught on fire. I believe it was a candle, but like you probably saw what you saw in the mirror and then kicked the candle back, moving back on that. That set the fire. I believe you saw what you saw. You saw Lady Asmodeus?
Asmodeus?
Yeah, Asmodeus.
Number 5, I saw a black object in the mirror. The object was closer to me now, and I was wondering what the object was. I stared at it for the longest time to make out what it was. I looked behind me again to see that, oh my God, that fly is back. To see that there was nothing there. And I looked back at the mirror, and the object was closer. I got scared and started to move, and I could see it was coming closer and closer to me. Then a hand came out of the mirror, then a whole arm. I got so scared I closed my eyes quickly and screamed, feeling for the light. I kept feeling around for it, too scared to open my eyes, knowing that a horrible, ugly face was staring at me. I've never been that scared in my whole life and was glad I didn't open my eyes. I'm never going in a dark bathroom ever again. It's from Emmy.
Yeah, that's scary as shit. That's so scary. I looked up at Adam P's screen and I saw something crawling out of the side of his, and I thought that was Bloody Mary.
What was it?
It was his hand. He was just having a goof.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but
I got
through the screen.
Number 6 is titled, She Won't Tell Us What Happened.
Oh.
My friend had a slumber party, and they dared her to do that thing. Go in the bathroom, turn off the lights, light a candle, chant the name 13 times, and she will appear. For about 15 minutes, nothing happened. Then we heard her scream, and she tried to get out of the bathroom. The door was stuck, but it didn't have a lock. When we got her out, she was crying and whimpering like a madman. We asked her what happened. She showed us her arms, and there were scars there that hadn't been there before. Tons of them, like 20 scars. A few days later, they disappeared. Those are called welts. She won't tell us what happened or what she saw when we asked her about it. She just looks at us in a hateful way.
Yeah, it sounds like she survived abuse.
Sounds like she survived a horrible attack from a spirit entity that you thrust on her, and now you still want to be friends? Girls! I don't think so.
Good for her for forgiving enough to still be friends with them.
Number 7 is titled The Most Horrible Smell of Rotting Flesh. I and some friends were over at my grandma's house when we all went in the bathroom where we had several candles burning. Several girls were chanting that name in the bathroom when there was a brilliant flash of light, and we all saw a very old, scary woman that looked like her flesh was rotting off standing in the bathroom with us. You could smell the most horrible smell of rotting flesh in the bathroom, and then the old woman was gone. I know from then on I was scared to go back in that bathroom. About 4 months later, my friend Amber wrecked her new car, and she kept telling her mom and dad and me that you-know-who was there in the car with her just before she wrecked, and that you-know-who had grabbed the steering wheel and caused her to wreck. Just a short time later, Amber was found drowned in the bathroom upstairs in her parents' house. I know I've always wondered if you-know-who killed Amber. I promise you this is a true story, and it still scares me. It's from Cindy.
Damn. Well, show me the article about the death. I'm interested.
Yeah, give me that obit.
Yeah. That's not
So,
the
man, what an
first
awesome,
time.
I mean, sad obit, but also awesome. Claimed by Bloody Mary. She was a lovely girl.
Presumably dragged to the underrealm. Yeah.
It's not the first time I've heard the smell of dead flesh thing with Bloody Mary, though.
Yikes. Number 8. My friend and I were in an experimental mood, so we decided to try that ritual that we had heard most often. We stopped at a gas station.
Buy stuff.
We stopped at a gas station that had an outdoor restroom and asked if we could use it. We went in, turned off the lights, splashed water on the mirror, and spun around. We said the name 3 times. Then my friend turned and flushed the toilet while I stared into the mirror.
Why is the flushing part of it?
From what I could see of my reflection in the dark, it started turning into a bright red blob. In amazement, I kept staring. Then my friend started screaming and we ran out the door in fright. When I could see her face, it was all bloody, like how I saw myself in the mirror. When we cleaned her off, she had small fingernail-type scratches all over her face.
This
Yikes.
is a lot more
right.
firsthand accounts than I ever thought just existed so readily. And
Well, there's
organized.
13 of them. Are you guys down for the rest of them?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Are any more of them at a gas station bathroom?
I can't. I'll never tell. Number 9 is just titled "Do Not Summon That Evil Witch." I went into the bathroom,
enough.
turned off all the lights, and turned around 7 times while saying "Be merry" on each turn. Be mare.
Be mayor, be mayor.
I then stopped turning and faced the mirror. I waited in silence for something to happen. I was about to leave when I heard a woman singing. I turned slowly back to the mirror and I saw her. She had long, dark brown hair that was soaked in blood. Her neck looked like someone had just slit her throat.
Ugh.
I screamed. When my brother started banging on the door and turning the lock, she became angry. She was smiling, but then she frowned and reached out through the mirror with one bloody arm and scratched me on the right side of my face. I felt her nails strike so hard that I was knocked to the floor. My head slammed against the side of the bathtub and I was knocked unconscious. When I woke, I was in the hospital with bandages across the right side of my face. The attack was a year ago to this day, and to this day, I still cannot see out of the right side of my right eye, and that side of my face is stuck in a permanent scream. No one should ever try to summon that witch that has ruined my life. Please read this and take it seriously. Do not summon that evil witch.
That sounds like a lot of
she-
black-eyed kid encounters too.
It does.
Number
It
10.
also sounds like Bell's palsy.
It does. Perhaps inflicted by a ghost. Number 10. I still don't use that bathroom. My friend followed me to the
Just the
bathroom and stood
backyard for me.
outside.
It's showing up with more than one bathroom.
My friend followed me to the bathroom. Okay. And stood outside. She said, "I don't think you should do this. What if it's real?" I was scared out of my mind, but I wanted to be the brave one, and I always wanted to test it. So I did the same old ritual. I stared in the mirror. Nothing. I stared in all corners. Then, right as I was about to turn on the switch, I caught a glimpse of someone. I looked closer. It was black and white, and her mouth was wide open. I expected her to scream, but there was a dead silence. There was black all around her eyes, and she was a clear image. I was just froze, so I stood there, looking. Then her arms lifted up, and her hands were bright red. A few of her nails were gone, and some were just about to be peeled off. Yikes. When the hands appeared to grab my shoulders, a chill ran down my spine, and a rush of cold air blew on my back. I screamed bloody murder, turned on the switch, and ran out. My friend was standing with her mouth open, and I hugged her. I don't know why, though. You don't know why? I started crying. I was so scared. I covered all the mirrors in my house. My mom didn't really care, and I still don't use that bathroom.
My mom didn't care that I had a psychotic break. She let me cover all the glass with blankets.
Marissa. Number 11, we ran to the washroom and lit the candles in there, and we all spun around with our eyes closed, chanting "Be Mare." After the third time, we opened our eyes and stared in the mirror, and I swore I saw through the mirror the window, and there was a woman all bloody, her face almost completely gone, but screaming. Yikes. My friends heard the screaming but didn't see her. I was wondering from there to now why I was the only one who saw the person in question.
But they heard it, and that's just as frightening.
We couldn't sleep for weeks. Very scary. 2 more.
Bum, bum, bum.
Number 12. All of us cramped into my cousin's bathroom in front of the bathroom mirror and decided to chant that name over and over again. We chanted for over 20 times, but nothing happened. Thoroughly satisfied that it is an urban legend, we were about to go out of the bathroom when a tiny green triangle started to appear in the center of the mirror. The triangle grew bigger and bigger while me and my friends started to scream and quickly opened the door and ran to the grown-ups, aka my cousin's friends, while my cousin stared at the mirror, bathed in green light. He was too shocked to move. While we caught him by the arm and dragged him out of the room with the help of his friends and realized that he was totally shocked and he was staring blankly at us with no voice. Moments later, I heard the glass mirror break into pieces. All of us, including my cousin's friends, were totally freaked out. Even now, 2 years later, we still refuse to speak of the incident, but the memory has earned a place in my mind forever. That's from Rahul.
Close encounter, close encounter, close
Very
encounter.
All right, and this is the last one. It says, "Don't open that portal." I am a 29-year-old woman named Amanda. I played that game as a girl. Age 12, nothing happened, or so I thought. I opened a portal and allowed demons of witchcraft into my soul. I underwent an exorcism. It failed. My life has been a living hell ever since. I became addicted to drugs just so I can deal with my own murderous mind. Yikes. I suffer from extreme mental problems now. The demons are speaking in tongues all the time now. Yikes. I have to be careful about getting mad because they take control. My husband is being haunted by my demons now. I've suffered from postpartum psychosis and had to be institutionalized for a month because I repeatedly had visions of slicing my baby's throat. Yikes. I've been in and out of mental institutions for the past year. I hate so much. I didn't think I was capable of the thoughts I've been having. I scare myself more and more every day with the thing I'm becoming. Sometimes I feel like I'm truly disconnected from myself, a totally different person sometimes. Am I capable of murder as this other person? Of Myrtle? I'm truly hellbound. Yes, I am a former Satanist, but it all started with those 2 words. You all think it's a harmless child's game, but be warned, it's so much more. Don't open that portal. Children, please listen and be warned. This is not a game.
Stern warning.
Stern warning from a terrified former Satanist.
I wasn't thinking it until she mentioned it.
Yeah. I think she's got problems that extend far beyond her indulgence in Bloody Mary.
So there you go. Don't fuck around nor find out unless you're in Philly. Then hit us up. Tell us what happens.
We know you're not scared of anything.
Heck yeah. Byron, thank you so much for joining us on the pod this week. Of course.
Thanks for sharing all these spooky tales with me.
Of course. As far as the rest of you go, you guys are killing it. Great job.
Thank you. Great job, you. Great job, Dark Council.
You too. I mainly meant, them, like the Dark Council members.
Yeah.
And the listeners and all of those people. Adam P, shout out in the Zoom room. Adric was in the Zoom room. Of course, Roger and all of the hard work that he does for Werewolf Radar. Of course, Chuck from Snappy Little Numbers for our intro and outro song. And of course, you, the ghost beneath the stairs, for spooking people and letting us tell their tale. Here.
Byron, is there any place people should reach you?
When's this come out? I'll be at the Fort Comedy next Wednesday, July 20th.
They'll see you. This comes out tomorrow.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, go to Fort Comedy on Wednesday, July 21st.
Notoriously haunted Fort Comedy.
Yeah.
Packed with ghosts. It better be packed with people so you can see some comedy. Until next time, I think that does it for this episode of Werewolf Radar. As always, punch
the skies, spaceman
Joe.